In just a few minutes, we'll take a look behind the scenes at George Lucas. Joining me now is Tom Fitzgerald of Walt Disney Imagineering. He's the writer and producer of Star Tours. Welcome to the preview show, Tom.
Nice to be here, Will.
Hey, let me ask you now, how does this compare to other Disney attractions?
Well, Star Tours is really a whole new type of attraction for Disneyland. It's what we call a thrill show. It combines the thrill and excitement of Space Mountain or the Matterhorn with the storytelling techniques of some of our more traditional rides and attractions. Something that's never been done before. If I told you I was going to tell you a story while you were riding Space Mountain, you'd say, get out of here, you're crazy, you can't do it. And when we started this project, a lot of people were skeptical that we could tell a story on a ride that was as dynamic as the motion base is. But that was a challenge that we and George Lucas set for ourselves, and I think we were very successful in doing it.
Well, briefly tell us the story of Star Tours.
Well, Star Tours continues the Star Wars mythologies and storytelling. It takes place after the Return of the Jedi, and the basic premise is that the galaxy is now safe enough from battles and wars that tour companies have begun to open up shop in distant parts of the galaxy, and Star Tours has decided to open up shop at Disneyland, and they're offering sightseeing excursions to Endor, home of the lovable Ewoks.
Now, Tom, you're kind of a young guy. As the show's producer, what were your duties?
Well, basically, my role was to orchestrate the project from a show standpoint. This was a collaboration between Walt Disney Imagineering and the Lucas organization. So we worked very closely with Industrial Light and Magic and Sprocket Systems and our own people. Tony Baxter, the chief designer for Disneyland, and hundreds of people.
Let me ask you something else. Star Tours has been described as a software-based attraction. Does that make it better for the guests?
Well, I think it will in the long run. I think Disneyland is moving in that direction. We've done with the Country Bear Jamboree. We've taken shows and reprogrammed them to keep them fresh and alive. And now that the technology is in place for Star Tours, the hardware, it is possible to go back in with new adventures in the future and come up with a totally new experience.
Now, for our Disney Channel viewers, tell us about a typical flight.
Well, it's really like being in Star Wars, and that starts right from the front door where you meet R2-D2 and C-3PO, who are readying your Starspeeder 3000 for the flight. And then you see the droid technicians building your pilots and navigators, and then it's on for your flight. You board the Starspeeder, you meet Rex, who is your rookie pilot, and then you start off on your wild adventure. You're supposed to go to Endor, but you never really make it. It becomes almost a Mr. Toad's Wild Ride in outer space.
Well, Tom, thanks for stopping by and sharing a little inside information behind the scenes on Star Tours. Before you go, I know in the past that I may have appeared a little timid or maybe unwilling to try some of the rides here at Disneyland. Well, for all of you who may have felt that way, I'd like you to know, and Tom's going to back me up on this,
right.
I have already been on Star Tours. I was the first one on this morning. Right, Tom?
That's right, Will, but it's really a lot more exciting when it's operating.
Thanks for backing me up, Tom.
Sure.
We can discuss that minor technicality while the folks at home get a peek at some of the many fine series.